Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic, and this is where I channel the sacred guidance for this astrological week of the 7th until the 13th of December, the last 3 weeks of the year. And they're about to be very, very powerful and very necessary to have your attention, just as I'm very aware where I am holding the mic, so that this time the sound is finally good. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so let's have a look. We are preparing for 2 dates, the 14th of December and the 21st of December. And this week is that preparation. This week, I am calling for your attention. We are having a solar eclipse on the 14th of December in Sagittarius at the 23rd degree. It's at the exact same degree, and I notice, thanks to Gemini Brett, and I would recommend you check out his stuff. He's amazing. He's not only an epic astrologer, but such a great astronomer. But this solar eclipse cycle is a 19-year cycle. So you have to look at, well, what happened 19 years ago, meaning 2001. Well, what happened in 2001, not only in a personal level, but on a global level? Do I have to say more? And it's not that, it's quite clear that we're kind of like in that cataclysmic kind of an energy of 9/11, right? But it's more about what happens behind the scenes. Remember, I've been saying this for months, not months, weeks. What is happening behind the scenes? That's what the Sagittarian energy is all about. And so what was happening with 9/11 and the cycle before that, 19 years before that, which was 1988, which was when the first computer came out, and then the whole question was about the privacy of people. Now, isn't it interesting that they're about to introduce this app, of, scan and are you sure you don't have COVID and all that stuff? It's just becoming more and more and more no privacy. But that's fine as long as they don't abuse it. But that's the problem. Anyway, let's not go there. Let's take this personal, because I'm a big fan of think globally, act locally. Okay? And so this is where this week is that preparation to that new intention for another 19-year cycle. And the Saturn-Jupiter, or the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction of the 12th of December, the 21st of December, 2020, which is going to be about a new religion. It's going to be about advancement, renewal, doing things in the community, and sharing wisdom with one another. That's what that Jupiter-Saturn is about. It's the wisdom teachers, Jupiter and Saturn. And what we do as a people, as a group, as an individual. That's why this week is your preparation. And that preparation consists of investigating, since these are cycles coming to an end, not only a 19-year cycle, not only a 20-year cycle, but, an 800-year cycle if you want. And we can go further and further, a 200-year cycle. And it's just like cycles coming to an end. And these cycles have to do with belief about what is true and about religion. And especially now that the South Node is in Sagittarius, this is about belief. And that's where you don't go there, about I believe in something bigger. And it is about something bigger, but it's like, with this Mars in Aries, where you act and where you place yourself in the warrior position of like, I am fighting for this. The question is, what are you fighting for? What is that based upon? what belief system is that based upon? We have to be talking about belief systems here with that Sun, Mercury, South Node, and Sagittarius trining over to Mars. What do you believe? And this week there's this grand cross between Moon in Virgo opposite Neptune, squaring the nodes with Sun and Mercury in the south on the South Node. So that's where, the story that they tell you, Jupiter closing in on Saturn. What did I say 2 weeks ago? A new religion is starting. An old religion is what they're trying to place in your mind. And so, I know you are watching this forecast. You're not really watching the news. So I don't have to talk to you about don't watch the news because they're telling fucking lies. Okay? And not all is a lie, but it's definitely distorted. And it has a freaking agenda. And that is just talking from the astrology, So, what do we have to focus on then? Neptune square the nodes. This is first what? To be aware of the illusions in life and the illusions of the Sag stories, and the illusions of the opinions and the information that is just vast beyond your comprehension. But Neptune square the nodes is actually just saying, this is where you bring yourself in contact with the field again. Where you cannot just believe stories and just cannot just be focused only on your close environment, but can you bring in source? Can you bring in spirit? Can you bring in a higher force that is not coming from stories, but an experience yourself? Neptune opposite Moon in Virgo. You need to experience this yourself. You need to do your own work. You need to sift things out. And you need to ask yourself questions, because Moon in Virgo points to Mercury as well as the North Node. But Mercury is in Sagittarius here, which is kind of like opinionated, and it is quite subjective when it comes down to the truth. But the invitation here with this Mercury and Sag is to have an open mind and to expand your mind and to ask questions. But you can ask questions, but you got to ask the right questions. And that you can only do if you give yourself space and time, because this is the last quarter phase that we're in. And that last quarter phase is always about going within. It's about letting things rise to the surface. And you investigating what happened 19 years ago, what happened 20 years ago, who was I in 2001, in 2000, and in 2002? What was I doing? And if you're older, in 1988. What was I doing? Who was I? What were the patterns? Who were the people in my life? What was coming at me? What were the challenges that I had to deal back then with? And how can I make sure those patterns are not repeated again? So that's your invitation, your investigation of the work you need to do. And also asking questions. But how do you know? How do you know which story is the right story that you're telling yourself? Well, it's with a connection with the field, and it's also your values. Because your stories, right, they are based on beliefs. But these beliefs, you can't really investigate in a way because they're quite unconscious, because 90% of what you talk to yourself about is 95 is unconscious. 90% is probably the past, and 80% is negative. So, but if we then go to the quote of Mahatma Gandhi, your thoughts, your beliefs, they make your thoughts, and your thoughts, they make your words, and your words, they make your deeds, and your deeds, they determine your habits, and your habits determines your character, and your character determines your values, and your values determines your destiny. So if you follow all the way back to thoughts from destiny, your thoughts, investigate your thoughts, and investigate your what? Your values. What do you value? Do you value to go out in nature? Well, then, why are you locked up? Why are you doing stuff that does not make sense? To stay in your home. And do you live in a city? Well, I'm not saying you have to move houses, but you can consider. And I'm not saying, that you have to move houses, but you can go out and go in the forest and spend time at the ocean, wherever. But if that's your value, why are you not then doing that? And I'm not saying you're not doing it. I'm just saying investigate where you are not doing it and where you are doing it. Do I still value this? Do I still value the people in my life? Do they support me? Do I support them? Do I value the fact that my home is full of dirt or plants? Or how does your home have to look like? This is that feng shui kind of thing that you have to do. Your energy is crucially important. And in times like these, where we are being crucified, which is exactly what is happening this week. We're being crucified, and it feels like every part of our body is being torn out of our body. Like our hands and our arms and our legs are just like there's 4 horses, just like going in other directions and is pulling you out. Like, it's like that torture. Kind of feels like that way this week. And this is just you then being aware of the information that is around you, and are you in line with it? Are you in value with it? And that's where in times of over information and misinformation, where you have to be so aligned, where you just you cannot lose yourself in other people's values, other people's stories. You have to be aligned with source. You have to do your spiritual practice, and you have to train yourself in being so neutral. And then when you do that and you investigate and you investigate the patterns, you can act. Because here's another thing, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, is that with this Sun and now South Node in Sagittarius, what I see in the spiritual community, and this is like where you're not watching the news and you're probably not believing the stories of the news, and that's already super nice. But there is that tendency to believe that things are going to work out just fine and that you don't have to do shit. That there's going to be all these spiritual events coming and spiritual portals. And I mean, yes, it's all happening. But do you really think that the energies are going to come and save us if you don't do shit? How do you think these energies need to manifest? They need people. They need open minds that then take action upon that energy. You are that channel. You need to be the channel. Otherwise, all these energies, why the hell would they come to Earth? Their energy, what do you think? Like, the energy is going to strangle all these, Illuminati people and the elite, and that they're just going to die in and of itself? Or is this about your choices? That you are aware where you put your money, your energy, what you click on, what do you give attention? That is where it starts. And it starts with you. There's no one who's going to come and save us. There's no one who will come and save you and me. No one. But yourself and me. And together. There is no Jesus Christ this time. There is no Buddha this time. There is no God that is going to come and save us. There are no energies that are like, hello, I'm here. You don't have to do anything. I'll fight for you. You are the Buddha. You are the Christ. You are God. You are that energy. You are that body that these energies need to manifest in. But you need to be open for that. You need to clear your shit from the past 20 years I mean, I'm not saying like you need to clear your shit. You just need to honestly look at it. That's what I'm saying. And you need to be open-minded. You need to like be so pure and clean that you are able to, with that solar eclipse, new moon, Sagittarius, give the best you got. And with that Saturn, Jupiter conjunction, just manifest like boom, like show the world this is who we are, and this is what we stand for, and this is how it's going to go down the next fucking 20 years. And this is serious business. And I mean this. You cannot just keep staying and doing nothing. It's time to wake the fuck up. It's time. And I know that you are probably, on it. But we need to give other people that opportunity to think for themselves, because there's a lot of energies who are pulling people in, and they're sucking these people into how they want people to think and to act. And this is where we have work to do. That's what I'm saying. We have work to do. You have work to do. I have work to do. And this is where we go into symbiosis with other people, where we stop just acting from ourselves, and where we reach out to people, and where just as your body's made up out of these trillion cells that work in symbiosis and, just very miraculously know how to do the job, and they make up your body, and, nature with the trees and, the whole biosphere, with the animals and all the plants and trees and the water and it's all a symbiotic system that knows so intelligently what to do. And we humans are caught up in that left brain and just think that everything is separated, and that we have to act from ourselves, or that we don't have to do anything that other people are going to come from do for us. It's about time we stop doing that and we reach out to other people. And this is where Rudolf Steiner says it's awesome that you are creative, and that you're a painter, and that you're a poet, and that you're an artist, a musician. That's what your soul needs, and that can only benefit humanity. But the biggest creativity that there is community. And that's where a band creates more epic music than just one musician. Not always, but you know what I'm saying. You understand my analogy. And also a business, a startup that is so creative because it's able to get people together and just create these awesome things. That's where we need to go to, but from heart, from wisdom, and not just for the money or for whatever purpose that serves only you and a small select. We need to think bigger. We need to think globally, act locally, just as Rick Levine says. I can't agree more. Anyway, that's it. Time to act. Get up, wake up, do your work 19 years ago, 20 years ago. And so you're ready for that solar eclipse. And then next week, we're going to talk about what the solar eclipse is about, what intentions you can set, and that Saturn-Jupiter conjunction on the 21st of December, how to prepare and what to do. But now, this is what you got to go do, right? I want to invite you. What are your actions? Put them in the comments down below. What do you think of this? What do you believe of this? What were things that you were going through 19, 20 years ago? Let's share stories. Put them in the comments down below. I'm looking forward to see you there and next week. Much love. Peace.